Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. I want to welcome you all back to the channel. So today's video is going to be my All Elite Wrestling Full Gear 2022 predictions. I'm looking forward to this show. It'll be on tomorrow, November 19th, and the matches in this look amazing. There are a few that I'm really looking forward to, and others not so much. So we got a pre-show. I believe Ricky Starks will be taking on Lance Archer, and whoever wins that match will be taking on Brian Cage. It's part of the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament semifinal. If anything, I think Ricky Stark is going all the way. He's going to beat Lance Archer and then beat Brian Cage. Brian Cage and his little group is in a feud with guys like Samoa Joe and Wardlow and things like that. So I don't see him winning at all. I definitely see Ricky Starks going all the way. And then the winner of that, of course, being Ricky Starks, at least that's what I believe. He will be the one taking on Ethan Page. Who wins that? That's a good question. My guess would be Ethan Page, considering that group that he's in, the firm, they're feuding with MJF, so it makes sense for Ethan Page to pick up the win. So I see Ethan Page winning. Match number 3, we have the Acclaimed, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, or Bowens, I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name, versus Swerve in Our Glory, which is Keith Lee and Shane Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. This is going to be a really great match. The way things are going between Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a turn, whether that's a face turn, heel turn of some sort. I mean, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland are the heels, but Keith Lee, it seems like he's in kind of in between that. He's not really too fond of the choices Strickland is making. So if anything, I do see the Acclaim picking up the win, retaining the titles, and I see Keith Lee being the one pinned. Something's gonna happen. I see Keith Lee looking at Swerve like, what the hell's going on, and then Keith Lee getting tired of his crap and then just basically turning on Swerve Strickland and turning face. So at least that's what I think is going to happen. So I'm picking the Acclaimed. We have Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter for the interim AEW Women's Championship. I like that they do this intern. It kind of helps them in a way without having to do vacate the title and then do this whole tournament. I just feel like that takes too long. To have somebody kind of in between makes more sense. I see Toni Storm picking up the win. And the reason I see her, picking up the win is because I feel like Thunder Rosa is going to return tonight. And I see her feuding with Toni Storm probably at the next pay-per-view, which I believe will be in December. So I feel like that's the route they're going for, or at least they're trying to go for. So I see Toni Storm picking up the win. The next one we have is a fatal four-way for the Ring of Honor World Championship. We have Chris Jericho, who is the current champion, taking on Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara I do like. I think he is a star who just, get rid of the crappy gimmick and storylines that he's dealing with and give him something more serious. I feel like, if he was away from the Jericho Society, whatever the hell it's called, I feel like if he was just on his own, winning matches left and right and getting a chance at a world champion, it would make him look a lot better rather than this just childish, immature, no one cares type of character. And that's what it seems like. I mean, this man's in a match with 3 legends on their own. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I do feel like Jericho is going to pick up the win. It only makes sense because I feel like the storyline that they're trying to go with is having Andy Garcia, not Andy Garcia. Is it Andy Garcia? I don't know what the hell his name. whoever Garcia is. I can't think of his name. But I'm thinking of the actor Andy Garcia. um, um, yeah, I see Garcia, whoever, whatever his first name is, I can't remember. I do see him turning on Jericho and challenging Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship and winning it. I think that's where they're trying to lead up to. It makes more sense because I mean the way they were going, why he would join, it seems like you got to be close to the enemy, and when the time is right, he's gonna he's gonna go for that title. So I see Chris Jericho retaining over the other three. We have Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose for the AEW TBS Women's Championship. You know, Nyla Rose is kind of, she's considering herself the new TBS champion and, you know, playing mind games with Jade Cargill. It's really hard to say. I get what they're doing with Jade Cargill. They're trying to make her undefeated, but eventually she's going to have to be beaten. I don't know what kind of record they're trying to get to with her, but eventually she will have to lose that title. And I don't see her losing this. I see Jade Cargill picking up the win and still being undefeated. We have Soraya versus Britt Baker. This one's going to be really great. This is a in ring return for Soraya. I definitely see her picking up the win. There is no reason why she should be putting over Britt Baker. There's no reason why Britt Baker should be winning. I mean, to be honest, Britt Baker just needs to take time off. I mean, there's no point. She's already won the AEW Women's Championship. She's had some really great feuds. She's a Owen Hart Cup champion for the women's division. What else is there for her to do? And I feel like this feud's going to be good, but I also feel like, you know, they're going to put her over Soraya. And I don't feel like that's right. So I do feel like Soraya is going to pick up the win. Something's going to happen. I feel like she's going to bring some help to take care of Britt Baker's little friends that are always with her. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I am picking Soraya. Next, we have Sting and Darby Allin versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. This is a match I really don't care for. The feud between Lethal and Sanjay Dutt, I think, is great between Darby Allin. It's building up, but now you're adding Jeff Jarrett into the mix. You're adding Sting into the mix. Why? It just makes no sense. Do I feel like Jarrett and Lethal could pick up the win? Absolutely. But it seems like recently they've been getting over Darby a lot more. So I feel like Darby needs this win. And I do feel like they're going to even the odds. I feel like somebody's going to be coming to help them. I mean, this could be a return for somebody. It could be a debut for somebody. But I do feel like Sting and Darby Allin are not coming alone for this. And I do feel like they're going to pick up the win. So I'm picking Sting and Darby Allin. In a steel cage match, we have Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus. This feud's been going really, really well. I feel like Jungle Boy's going to get the win. I feel like Christian's going to mess up. They've been dominating Jungle Boy left and right, and I just feel like it makes no sense for him to lose this match. You know, it doesn't make the feud great if Jungle Boy is going to be getting beat up every single, you know, show that they do to lead up to the pay-per-view. It's kind of one of those things where it's just like, why? Um, so I do feel like Jungle Boy will pick up the win. I feel like something really awesome is going to happen. I feel like Christian's going to possibly get involved, might mess up and cost the match, and it'll cost Luchasaurus the loss. So I'm picking Jungle Boy. We have the AEW World Trios Championship match. It'll be Death Triangle versus the Elite. The Elite are returning after their suspension. They had to vacate the titles due to that, and now they're making their return. I feel like this is kind of be like a new gimmick for them. The way we've been getting these like video packages, like these what do they call, like the vignettes or something like that. You could tell it's like they're trying to go for a different character change, and they're gonna pick up the win. The Elite, there's no doubt about it that the Elite's gonna win and be the first time, two-time trios champion. They seem to be teasing a split for Death Triangle. You know, in the past recent episodes of Dynamite and Rampage, you've kind of noticed there's this tension between them. There was that match that Pac was trying to get one of the members to use a hammer, and just they're against it, and then it seems like he's speaking for everybody. Um, and it's kind of been like this since he lost the what is it, the Mid Atlantic title championship, whatever it's called. So yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to see what happens. But I do see the Elite picking up the win. It makes more sense, and I feel like the right thing to do is split up a lot of these teams. If you look at the roster for AEW, there's a lot of groups. We have a lot of factions. We have a lot of like trios, and it's just and tag teams. Keep the tag teams. We don't need these whole groups, and I don't understand what that. I think that's why it's becoming a cluster with AEW, is that they're putting all these people they don't know what to do with in these groups and have these feuds, and it's terrible. It's such a terrible idea. Make teams that fit. Death Triangle is a team that fits, even if the Lucha Brothers are by themselves. You know, that is a tag team. At least that works. But just putting everybody randomly is just, it doesn't. We have Samoa Joe versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Wardlow. And this is for the TNT Championship. Um, this is going to be a great match. I think this is a match a lot of us are looking forward to. Um, if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Powerhouse Hobbs. There's been talks about him getting a push, and don't get me wrong, Wardlow has had the title, but I feel like having Powerhouse Hobbs win this will allow the feud between Samoa Joe and Wardlow, to allow them to have that feud, and it will work a little bit better, and it will also allow possibly Joe dropping the Ring of Honor, television championship to Wardlow. So there is that possibility, but I'm going with Powerhouse Hobbs. I like what he's been doing, and he definitely deserves that push. So it'll be cool to see what happens. And then we have the last match, which is the main event. There's 12 matches on this card, mind you. At least two, I believe, or one is a pre-show. We have Jon Moxley versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. This is going to be a great match. Now, there's been rumors and people have been speculating that they believe William Regal is going to turn his back on the Combat Club. The Blackpool Combat Club, I believe is what it's called. People think he's going to turn his back on them and cost Moxley the title and allow himself to align himself with MJF. There is that possibility, but it's hard to say what's going to go on in this match. I do feel like the firm is going to play a big part, but I feel like they're also trying to work a Ethan Page versus MJF feud. So I think the possibility of this match is going to be very high for MJF to win. I feel like what they're going to do is have MJF win. Um, the firm is going to get involved, and it's going to be Ethan Page versus MJF down the road for the title. If William Regal doesn't align himself with MJF, then I feel like he's going to try to figure something out with the Blackpool Combat Club and kind of reinvent them a little bit. That I feel like it was a great opportunity for the Blackpool Combat Club to have every member have a title of some sort. I felt like that could have really pushed the momentum, but it feels like they've just been on the back burner as of recent, especially considering how much they were building this group up. But now it just feels like it's pointless at this point. But I do see MJF picking up the win. So to give you guys a recap, I see MJF picking up the win and becoming world champion. I see Powerhouse Hobbs picking up the win and becoming TNT champion. I see the Elite winning over Death Triangle and becoming the first ever two-time trios champion. I have Jungle Boy picking up the win over Luchasaurus. I have Sting and Darby Allen taking the win from Jarrett and Lethal. I have Soraya beating Britt Baker. I have Jade Cargill winning over Nyla Rose and retaining her undefeated streak. I have Chris Jericho retaining the Ring of Honor World Champion. I have Tony Storm picking up the win over Jamie Hayter. I have the Acclaim picking up the win over Swerve in Our Glory. I have Ethan Page picking up the win over Ricky Starks, and I have Ricky Starks picking up the win over Brian Cage. So yeah, that is the match card for All Elite's Full Gear pay per view. So let me know down in the comment section below what your thoughts on the cards are. Who do you guys feel like are going to win? I am going to be very surprised if all my predictions come true, which would probably be the perfect time to do DraftKings. That is no joke. But yeah, with that being said, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Comment down below with your predictions, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys like my videos, it definitely helps me in the algorithm. It helps push my channel up, so it allows more people to be recommended or to show up on their feeds. So yeah, give my video a like. You don't have to comment, just a like would help. So yeah, we're on our hunt to 300. We're actually what, 4 away from 230, and about maybe less, no, maybe a little over a half of hitting 250. But we'll see what happens there. But our goal is to hit 300. So with that being said, take care, and I will see you in a future video. Peace.